I began to take these weekly walks up this hill in Culver City. It's right off of Jefferson. By the ditch, and I would, go to the top and just look down and see all of Los Angeles. It was kind of amazing. But one day, I got up there. I encountered these construction workers that were building and creating like this, I guess this observatory, like this unfinished observatory. Made out of like stone, and I don't know what they were doing actually. It seemed like it was just in progress all the time. But one of the guys asked me, "Hey, are you Mexican?" And I mean, I've been kind of mistaken for being Japanese, Chinese, Korean, but never a Mexican before. It kind of surprised me, and I was like, "Hey, why?" And he said, "Well, you look like a Mexican." So I was shocked, and I didn't really know what to say, but I just said, gracias. And when I looked at him, things kind of just, like this idea kind of just like snapped in my head, He was wearing like this construction hat, hard hat, and he had on like this orange shirt and like this like one of those like reflective vests that was a neon yellow. And there was like this kind of like happy attitude about him that was I don't know, it just didn't seem like it just was amusing to me. I don't mean it in like any sort of slight reference, but I thought that was kind of somewhat profound, that and honored even, that's saying quite a bit. But it did give me the idea to, and the courage a little bit, probably, to go out to the freeways to collect cans. Because, I mean, on my drives, along the 10 and the 405 freeways, I would spot these cans along the shoulder, and I'd be like, wait a minute, there's a lot of fucking cans. And one thing led to another, and I went to the hardware store and I got myself a hard hat and like a reflective vest and some goggles and some gloves and like a bucket, and I just went out to the freeway, and I collected cans there, and lo and behold, it was a jackpot. I mean, I wouldn't really question anybody off the side of the freeway with a hard hat and gloves on. I would just assume that they were doing their job, whatever their job was, cleaning the freeway, sides of the freeway or something like that. Those are my hard-earned tax dollars at work. You never think, that. Well, anyways, I just kept doing it and kept going to certain locations that held promise for finding the most cans. And I think one of the most interesting places are freeway like on-ramps and off-ramps, and I don't really know why, but they seem to be the most like the highly condensed can, like places where most cans are found, or at least I found. And there was this one particular spot where I found maybe like 20 or 30 of these Miller Genuine Draft beer cans. It had, Frederick Miller, his signature written on the front of the can. But they were like inside these black plastic bags that you would get at a convenience store. But they weren't all the same. They, like, one bag had like two small cans, another had like two medium cans, and then another had like two large cans, and then another had two large cans with a cup of coffee, and then there was another there's another bag with two large cans and a McDonald's like super big cup. And so in my head I was like, well, this must have been the same person. It had to be the same person. I mean, it can't be a coincidence that there's like 7 or 8 bags from the same place with the same content in the same location off the side of the freeway. And who in their right mind would be drinking so much, or have the need to be drinking so much while driving? That was kind of really amazing thing to think about. And the fact that there was a progression of substance abuse, of alcohol intake. I thought there was a progression, from the small cans to the large cans. And that was really, something that was interesting from a anthropological standpoint. But the way that I wanted to organize it in my head was that it was one person, and that this person had